Hello, my name is Azatro and welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront video of mine, and in today's video I've got some very exciting news to share with you guys. EA sent a survey out to select people over the last 24 hours or so, and they seem to be still sending it out, so make sure to check your email for a very long survey talking about Star Wars Battlefront. It proposes the Clone Wars, Force Awakens content, as well as ground-to-air combat. So I've got all the lowdown later on in the video, but if you are new around here and yet to click that subscribe button, make sure to do so you'll never miss any Battlefront news updates or any other Battlefront content I have on my channel. So without further ado, let's talk about this survey. Now, I've not had it personally, but going off what other people have been putting on a Star Wars Battlefront subreddit and Twitter, I have a bit of information to share with you guys on what EA are thinking of doing. So people have been talking about the inclusion of the Clone Wars. They did ask what they'd like to prioritise. Now, the survey is a very long survey. It took people well over an hour to complete it. It's a very thought-out survey, and people have been praising EA for the actual content, the questions, the quality of it. So it seems to me this is something they really want feedback from, because I know people have been crying on the internet for Clone Wars, the Force Awakens content, and a lot of other things to be made change to the game, but that isn't as good as a research questionnaire. And this is pretty standard to happen, especially at a big company like EA and DICE making a huge franchise. This research happens for every game practically that's made by a company, and I've done this for my indie studio, and I've done this at college coursework. So basically this is just a questionnaire to essentially assess what would people want, and this has gone out to people that have an Origin account, mostly all play Battlefront. I believe it's only gone out to people that actually have Battlefront attached to their Origin account. So it's going for the core fan base, and as you can see on screen, it says, please review the following list of combat types that can be focused on in future Star Wars Battlefront games. These rank each combat type. Then rank each combat type in the importance of 1 being the most important, 6 being the least important. And it mentions space vehicle combat, air vehicle combat, hero combat, ground-based infantry combat, ground-to-space vehicle combat, and ground-based vehicle combat. And as you can see, this guy who took the screenshot actually put ground-to-space vehicle combat as their highest priority. So it seems to me if they get a huge, overwhelming response on, say, ground-to-space combat and space combat, my guess is the next Star Wars Battlefront game will take that into account. DICE will take it into account, because at the end of the day, I think Star Wars Battlefront that released this year was purely a sort of a phase to see what works and what doesn't, much like a lot of games in a new franchise, and obviously this is a reboot of a franchise. So the next game, my guess is, will have a lot more content, have a lot more depth, and be a lot better. Much like Battlefront 1 and 2, because as much as people like Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2 is such a better game in my opinion, and in most people's opinions. Not only does it have space battles, but it has a lot of more depth, and it's just an overall better game. Remember, this is DICE's first Star Wars Battlefront game, and they only had around 2 years to actually make this, so this is less than what a lot of other AAA games have. Usually it's like 3 years or so, and on top of that, it's to try and tie in with the Force Awakens film. So my guess is we'll get a much better game in a few years' time. Yes, it's annoying that we've got the wait, and also this could actually tie in with the season pass / expansions, because remember, these expansions are not made yet. Well, the first one, my guess is in large scale production right now, but remember, this is going to support Battlefront for the next 18 months, so they're not going to have 4 DLC expansions already made. Remember, they're only working on the first one currently, and then who knows, maybe the 4th one will have had time to implement some changes what the community want. I really don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. But thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a like rating. Comment below if you got access to this questionnaire, and I'll keep you guys updated if I get a chance to actually look at any other of the questionnaires, screenshots, that sort of stuff. But it is really, really interesting. It's very nice that EA are researching already into what could be brought into Star Wars Battlefront in the near future. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I shall see you all in my next Star Wars Battlefront video. Goodbye.